Well, welcome to the Berealdad weekly podcast, short and sweet, where we talk about the crossroads between cybersecurity and everyday life. This week, just want to cover three short topics. OpenAI, and I'm sure fascinating. It's so interesting that I'm studying for a corporate governance course that begins here. It's an 8-hour course talking about corporate governance, and it's specifically wanting to serve on boards of directors, and so certainly having 20 plus years of cyber experience, and I did complete my master's in IT management a few years ago from Western Governors, but still the intricacies of being on a board and actually contributing to the board and providing value, not just from a cyber standpoint, but from an overall business standpoint. And so it's fascinating that I see what's happening at OpenAI with Sam Altman, and certainly there's more to the story, I'm sure, than I know or that I understand. But with the board voting him out and him being kind of the brains of the operation, and then all of a sudden Microsoft hiring him, and then immediately within a couple of days, all the 95% of the employees signing a letter that if they're going to follow him and go to Microsoft if the OpenAI board doesn't fully resign and dissolve and bring him back, which they did. And so, wow, this is, for a 35-year-old CEO, this is going to be very interesting in terms of this is very applicable to what I'm studying about corporate governance and the different structures, control versus ownership. And so I'm very interested to see how this turns out in the new board and kind of how it moves forward and profitability there. It's just fascinating. I mean, the technology is super fascinating, but right now, what I'm going through in terms of the studying for this and board directorship and everything, it's just super fascinating to me to see what's going on there. But also this past week at work, it was incredible. We had our first ever all hands team builder where, we are in 3 different offices across the globe, and some folks do choose to work fully remote, but most of us are in the office hybrid a couple of days a week, but still getting everyone together from all of IT and operations. And of course, one of those days we spent at a service project, which was super eye-opening. I know a lot of these can just be kind of check the box. You want the pictures for your social media. I didn't take any pictures or anything at this one. Some of the other folks did, but I don't know, just I don't take many pictures of anything. So it was super cool, though, because it was at Antioch Middle School, which is a, certainly here in the Nashville metro schools. And the kind of the liaison that's assigned to do nothing but, I don't really think counselor's her title, but more of, it's like a counselor type role. And she was explaining to us before we got started the makeup of the school, and that there's, I don't know how many total students are there, but 88 students or so there are homeless. The number of fights every day in the offices, or that gets students taken to the office. And so, we part of us painted. I didn't do any painting, but part of the group painted, turning the old principal's offices into counseling offices because they need more counseling space there to try to do, just de-escalations and those kind of things with all these students, and help coach them to make better choices and kind of get to the heart and the root of the issues. And then some of the issues of why they're fighting is, quite frankly, they're hungry. And so what we did, the other group and myself included, was just pack these snack bags. We packed, I think they said we packed around 1,800 snack bags, just little Ziplocs with like 5 different things in there, with like raisins and a fruit bar and a Rice Krispie bar and a beef jerky stick and a thing of the little goldfish. And they send those home with the kids, and they try to discreetly put them in their backpack so that no one else even sees that they're getting them from an embarrassment standpoint. But and they try to give them one for every member of their family for over the weekends, right? Because they probably get free meals during the week at school, but then have nothing at home. And so if that helps de-escalate and not make them as angry or bitter or upset during the school day, and actually helps them learn. We need to teach them the basics in science and technology, engineering, mathematics, reading, writing, history, so they can be productive members of society, whether they want to go to college, trade school, whatever they want to do when they get out. So that was super impactful. I'm super thankful to be a part of that. All right. Hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving and you're truly thankful no matter what situation and state that you're in. We're all in different ages and stages in life and have crises going on and such, but certainly that we've got to have something to be thankful for, no matter how hard it may be for us to think about that and figure it out. Um, and so it was reminiscing about a story that I read from one of my mentors, cybersecurity mentors, was a prior boss of mine. He talked about, using the story of having a seat at the table and how CISOs want a seat at the table, whether that's the executive leadership team, being a peer with the C-suite, or actually at the board. And he talked about, when he was a kid, having to sit at the kid table for Thanksgiving and always hearing some of the conversations from the adult table, but never knowing fully what they were saying or being participating in those. And little did he know how that would translate to when he became a CISO and having to earn the seat at the table. And he talks about, truly to earn that seat, you've got to keep it. You really do need to be adding the value. So this corporate governance that I'm going through, being able to suggest ideas for, revenue, things totally outside of cyber, probably totally outside of technology, but just truly understanding the business, how to generate revenue, marketing, cash flow, operations, and so that you can actually be helpful when they're just CFOs reviewing the financials or looking at reinvesting structures, IPOs, those kind of things, and being able to provide valuable input into those. So that was very applicable for Thanksgiving and having a seat at the table as well there. So good stuff. Certainly leave any comments and look forward to chatting with you next week.